Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do some first impressions on some E.L.F products. They're not really new or anything. I just had them in my collection for probably about 2 months now, and I'm just not getting around to doing a review on them. The first thing that we're going to be reviewing are the foundation palettes. We are also going to be reviewing the Ambient Palette, which is just their illuminating palette, and their high definition powder in corrective yellow. Now I do have this powder in sheer, and this is definitely not new at all, but I did want to review this powder as well since I was reviewing these other palettes. So the foundation palette comes in 3 different shades. It comes in fair to light, light to medium, and medium to dark. I have light to medium, which is just a really light palette, and it just looks like this. It's just really light. I mainly got this one to conceal and highlight with. And then the medium dark palette is more darker shades, which is more of my alley. And I mainly got this one to, of course, use as my foundation shade, but also to contour with. So we are going to be using this to highlight, contour, and as our foundation today. Now these palettes are $6, and they have the same packaging as the blush palettes and mainly any of their other face palettes. It has a huge mirror here, which you guys can see. It's a 4-pan palette, which is just like the blush palettes, and also like their other face palettes. You can pop it out by just pressing the back here, but it does pop out, and you can just use it like this, or you can pop it in another pan like the other E.L.F ones and make your own palette or whatever. So and then it pops right back in. And all 3 of the palettes are basically the same type of way, 4-pan palettes, and they all pop out, and they are all $6. In the lights palette, it looks like all of the shades are really just like the same shade, like that medium skin tone, but we have a really light color here, and then kind of like a more pinkier medium shade there, and then these 2 down here are actually a little bit darker, but they are still very light. They will make great concealer shades. Medium dark palette is more of my skin tone range, so you have some more tanner shades down here, just deeper darker shades, and then these 2 up here will probably work as my foundation shade. So we're gonna actually try these 2 out today, and you can use a foundation brush to apply these or a sponge. I already have my face prime. I have my face prime with the Nivea Men Sensitive Shave Balm. You guys already know I have a review up on this, and I'm going to just go in with the beauty sponge and just use it to apply it. So like I said, I want to use both of these 2 at the top, so I'm going to dip it in there like that. Just go back and forth and just kind of dip them. It does get very messy, so alright, so from what I can tell from this first layer, that it is a very sheer foundation. So I will say that the finish is very sheer. We like a light to medium coverage. As you can see, it's very sheer. But I do like it for like just that lightweight feel on the face. So I'm actually gonna go over a little bit of like my areas where I have like darker spots and stuff, and just see how it like builds up. And as you can see, it does have like that luminous finish to it. It looks kind of glowy, like dewy on the skin. Again, it's very light to sheer medium coverage on the skin. As you can see, some of my dark spots are peeking through, so I don't really know necessarily how it's gonna work as a concealer for the lighter shades, because like I said, it's very sheer, but we're still gonna try it out and just see how it's gonna work out. I did build it up. This is 2 layers, so you guys can see just how 2 layers look on the skin. So we're actually gonna go in with the light to medium palette, and we're gonna use this to kind of conceal under the eyes a little bit and highlight as well. So I'm actually gonna go in with this shade here, and I'm just going to use this to kind of conceal under the eyes a little bit. This shade here that's right beside it, and I'm going to use that to highlight. So I'm just going to basically go over top of those places I just used to conceal and just kind of highlight my face. Then we're actually going to go ahead and go in with the powder. Now this is the E.L.F. HD powder, well, high definition powder, and this one is in the shade Corrective Yellow. So it's just a really messy, as you guys can see, yellow, like bright yellow powder. You can see there. I have used this, so this is not a first impressions of this, but for the sake of this video, I really wanted to use it just to kind of set everything. But while we letting that set onto the skin, we're gonna actually go back into the medium dark palette, and we are going to take this dark shade here, and we're going to use that to contour today. So just taking a Real Technique brush. This is actually a foundation brush from Real Technique. We're just going to use this to and then same sponge, just go ahead and blend it out. Okay, so I actually really like, I'm liking everything so far. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dust off this powder. And of course, anytime you're using like creams and anything like that, you want to go ahead and set it. So I'm going to go ahead and set my contour just with this Turks and Caicos bronzer from their E.L.F. contouring blush and bronzer set. Okay, so this is how everything looks on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. And the last thing that we are going to review today is the Ambient Palette, which is their illuminating palette. It also has 4 pans in it, and it has 4 illuminators in it. So we have like this really light yellow tone. I think it would be really pretty for pale skin. We have more of a pinkier shade, and then these two down here are actually more like a mix. This one here is actually like a mixture of the two at the top, like pink and yellow, and then this one here is more of a bronzier shade. So I really like them because you can mix them together and get your own, or you can actually just wear one or the other. Actually just gonna wear one. I'm gonna wear this bronzier one here. We're going to use like a foundation type brush to apply it, just to see how it applies. I actually got a lot of product on here. definitely have to blend this out because it did get a lot of product. I'm going to take that same powder brush and just blend it into the skin. It is like a bit of a matte highlight, and you guys know I like my highlight to be extra, so I'm going to go in with this like pinkier highlight here at the top and just see if I can, like, I don't know, just make it a little bit more extra. It's kind of a lot, it's like powdery, definitely powdery. Yeah, that's better. I am going to just finish off the look with the E.L.F. Makeup Mist and Setting Spray. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. I use this every day. This isn't a first impression, so really like this, by the way. And everything applied smoothly. I will say that I definitely do not recommend using this product as a concealer, just because even after I set it, I still had a lot of creasing under the eyes bit, and then I noticed that the foundation just, I don't know, it didn't really set right with me, so I did go over it with a MAC powder just because I tend to wear that powder by itself, so I want to see really just how it works with this foundation. I actually like the whole coverage of it with another powder, so I definitely recommend setting the foundation once you have it on just with a powder. And it's weird because it's not like an oily type foundation, it's more of a cream texture. I really liked it. Like I said, you definitely have to set everything that you put on, everywhere that you put it on, you have to set it. Normally I just tend to set it under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose, and that's it, but everywhere that I put this foundation, I had to set it. So just putting that out there. It is a good foundation. Like I said, the coverage is light to medium, so if you want a little bit of something, this is definitely something that you would go for, and then try to set it with like a loose powder or something like that if you're going for like a little bit of a makeup look. But as far as like heavy duty full coverage, this foundation is a no-go for that. But all in all, I do like the foundation on the skin. Now looking at it, it does look really good, but I did have to set it. Just throwing that out there. So HD, or the high definition powder, and of course, just like any other loose powder, you're gonna have like the messiness of it. It is like a yellow tinted powder, so you can like do the whole baking with it. You don't necessarily have to bake with it. It doesn't leave a white tint or like that yellowy tint on your face at all. And as far as, I have used this with a concealer, and it does an amazing job of setting under the eyes with the concealer. But as far as the foundation, it didn't do a good job of setting under the eyes with the foundation palette. So however, back to the foundation palette, I will definitely recommend getting the medium dark one to contour with, because I like really in love with this contouring shade that I used out of the palette. I really like it. It did do an amazing job of contouring my face, and it's still like intact. I didn't have any issues with like this area creasing or anything like that. I did set it, so that may be why I didn't have any issues, but it is just a really good shade to contour with, so definitely will be keeping this around for at least the contour with. As far as everyday foundation, I just felt like it was a lot that I had to do to get it on the skin. I had to dip it in with the sponge a lot, and it may be different if you use a foundation brush with it, but as far as how I did it today, I really didn't like the fact that I had to keep going in and out, so I don't really like that about the foundation palettes either. But everything else, good to go. Really like it. Sorry about my hand. If you guys watch my video on tomorrow, you guys will know why my hand looks like this. And the last thing that we're reviewing is the Ambient Palette, and surprisingly, I really like this palette. So if you guys remember in my haul when I first got this, I thought that I wasn't gonna like the palette, but actually I really like it. So it's actually a really nice highlighter. If you want that subtle everyday highlighter, this is definitely something that I recommend. It's more of a powdery type of matte type of highlighter. It's not like that glistening dewy, you can see it from the moon. So it's just like an everyday simple natural from the skin highlight, and I really like that. So I think that is about it as far as the review goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know you guys' thoughts on any of these palettes or these products that I tried out in the video today. And let me know how you guys are feeling about the way it looks on the skin and all of that good stuff. Let me know. Just let me know your thoughts below. I think that is about it. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Don't forget to share it and comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. You can do so by clicking the red subscribe button below. That way you won't miss another upload. And I think that is about it. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.